The failure to do this, however, would be catastrophic to the gods. The curtain would part, the Master Wizard of Oz would be revealed. And now, right now, in this early part of the 21st century, there exist but two remaining factions, gods and men, and we're getting ready to duke it out. The best laid plans, and there was war in heaven. Michael fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil, and Satan, which deceived the whole world, as they have done so often in our past. The gods, in knowing the coming global destruction, soon to destroy the greater part of human life on earth, had been content to just let us go on our merry way towards oblivion. Their knowledge was that when all was said and done, they'd rebuild us after the destruction and life would go on. But some very smart humans, aided by some good gods, had a plan of their own. The survival of humans, the overthrowing of the gods, and an awakening of humanity as to who we really are, and then the taking of our rightful place in the universe. For those of us living now, our part began, but more rightly was continued, in the 1960s, when President Kennedy, knowing of the approach of Planet 10 and the devastation it would cause, particularly to the North American continent, began the preparation to ensure the survival of not only the United States but all humanity. The plan was to vastly increase our military, economic, and industrial might to the point where no other nation on earth could oppose us, while at the same time transporting that same power to every corner of the earth. Along with weapons of war for fighting on earth, we have also in the past 40 years spent countless billions on space-based weapons, and in fact have been using them. Far from living in denial about the existence of UFOs and aliens, the United States has been in a state of war with them, and it continues to this very minute. Here is just one recent report from Me Frontlines. The object entered South African airspace at 13.52 Greenwich Mean Time. Radio contact was attempted with object, but all communications proved futile. As a result, 2 armed Mirage fighters were scrambled. A short time later, the object suddenly changed course, at great speed that would have been impossible for conventional aircraft to duplicate. At 13.59 GMT, squadron leader, the pilot of the fighter, reported that they had radar and visual confirmation of the object. The order was given to arm and fire the experimental aircraft-mounted Thor II laser cannon. This was done. Squadron leader reported that several blinding flashes emitted from the object, which had started wavering whilst heading in a northerly direction. At 14.02 it was reported that the object was decreasing altitude, at a rate of 3,000 feet per minute. Then at speed it dived at an angle of 25 degrees and impacted in desert terrain 80 miles north of the South African border within Botswana, identified as the Central Kalahari Desert. Squadron leader was instructed to circle the area, until a retrieval team arrived. Teams of Air Force intelligence officers, together with medical and technical staff, were promptly taken to the area of impact, for investigation and retrieval. The findings were as follows: 1. A crater 150 meters in diameter and 12 meters in depth. 2. A silver-colored disc-shaped object 45 degrees embedded inside of crater. 3. Around the object sand and rocks were fused together by the intense heat. 4. An intense magnetic and radioactive environment around the object resulted in electronic failure of Air Force equipment, causing the crash of one Air Force helicopter. 5. The object was eventually moved to an Air Force base for further investigation. 6. The terrain of impact was filled with sand and rubble, to disguise all evidence of the event having taken place. The report indicated that a hydraulic-type landing gear was fully deployed, suggesting that electronic malfunction had caused the object to crash. probably due to the Thor II laser cannon having been fired at the craft. While the team observed the object at the Air Force Base, a loud sound was heard. It was then noted that a hatch on the lower side of the craft had opened slightly, and appeared to be stuck. This opening was later forced with the use of hydraulic pressure equipment, at which point two humanoid entities in tight-fitting gray suits emerged and were promptly apprehended. The report stated that the entities were of the following description: height 4-5.5 feet. Complexion grayish-blue, skin texture smooth, extremely resilient. Hair totally devoid of any bodily hair. Head oversize in relation to human proportions. Raised cranium with dark blue markings around head. FACE prominent cheekbones. Eyes large and slanted upwards towards side of face. No pupils seen. Nose small consisting of 2 nostrils. Mouth small slit devoid of lips. Jaw small in relation to human proportions. Body arms long and thin reaching just above knees. Hands consisting of 3 digits, webbed, claw-like nails. Torso, chest and abdomen covered with scaly rib skin. Hips small narrow. Legs short and thin. Genitals no exterior sexual organs. Feet consisting of 3 toes, no nails and webbed. Notes: due to aggressive nature of humanoids, no samples of blood or tissue could be taken. One humanoid attacked doctor causing deep scratches on face and chest. When offered various food, refused to eat. One-way passage has been requested for hot humanoids to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, USA. For more advanced investigation and research, the fall of the Soviet Union opened up many of their previous top-secret files, and here are a few of their reports. 1947. Anti-aircraft guns of Transcaucasian Military District, fired on a flying cigar-shaped object, which came from the side of the Turkish border. The object's flying altitude was below 4,000 meters, and the guns were capable of reaching target at the altitudes up to 12,000 meters, but that time the fire made no harm to the cigar. Then the cigar increased its speed and flew away over the mountains. This incident could cause much trouble, because earlier the border guards and military ships monitoring service missed this target. Then the military was unable to trace this flying object over the country's territory. The Border District Command ignored and ordered the monitors not to disclose the information that the object reached a speed up to 200 km per hour. Similar case took place in 1984 in Turkestan Military District near the city of Astrakhan. Air Defense System marked the ball-shaped object flying at the altitude of 2,000 meters, along the Caspian Sea shore in the direction of the state border. The object did not respond to the inquiry made by the military on the radio. 2 fighter planes took off, but they were unable to bring the object down.